The latest clickbait title. The latest clickbait title. Eli the Computer Guy is dead. That's right. Eli the Computer Guy is dead. I wonder what the clickbait value of that is. I wonder what the clickbait value of that is. So anyways, I'm now in my new office space. I am now in my new Silicon Dojo office space. So I've been talking about wanting to do Silicon Dojo for a while now. And so I've officially rented 300 square feet here in Asheville, North Kakalaki. So we are at 12.5 Wall Street, suite number K, here in Asheville, North Carolina. And hopefully shortly, within about the next month or so, we are going to start opening this little room to start being able to teach people IoT things free to the end user. So basically, do what I was doing in the YouTube world, in the physical world, with the same business model. Get other people to pay for your education. I get paid, you get educated, they get advertising or whatever the hell it is that we can sell them, and everybody is pretty happy. So I'm excited. I just got the keys for this room or for this office, and this looks like it's gonna be the future for me. I've been talking about leaving YouTube for a long time now, and I finally have a good exit strategy. Why this is more important right now is because last week I got my third community strike on my main channel. That's right, since I guess November, I have gotten 3 community strikes. And do you know what I got the community strike for this time? For saying that I was going to get vaccinated. I got my first dose of my COVID vaccine Tuesday last week. I did a video discussing why I was going to get the COVID vaccine. That Silicon Dojo was basically going to be following CDC guidelines and that type of thing. Really, the only thing I had in that video that was whatever was simply I was questioning the vaccine hesitancy rate. So we have heard about the official vaccine hesitancy rate is only 30% theoretically. I don't know. The fact that I was able to get my vaccine last week and a few other things makes me question whether or not that vaccine hesitancy rate is correct. But basically, that was the only thing I had in that video that could be questionable. But anyways, I got a real community strike, an actual community strike for medical misinformation. Because apparently, YouTube doesn't want you to get vaccinated. YouTube doesn't want you to follow CDC guidelines. And that's a thing. I don't know. At this point, like I say, it's my third community strike. So Lewis Rossman was wondering why my channel still exists at all, since this is my third community strike. And the reason is because the first community strike that I got was back in November. And that's when I did a video talking about why doing a blacklist ban on words such as hollow hoax would not get rid of trolls on YouTube. So I talked about the anti-Semitic hate that I get on a regular basis on YouTube. I was explaining that basically word choice and all of that kind of stuff, and basically said in that particular video, if you do a blacklist ban of a words of something like hollow hoax, what's going to happen is you're going to punish the people that are trying to explain the problem and do something about the problem, and the people that are just asshats are going to keep doing what they're doing. That was my first community strike, and that was my freebie. So I could learn what's okay on the community. Anyways, so that was my freebie. And then about 2 months later, I got a community strike because I did a video talking about how the NHS was breaking. Because BBC did a report on the NHS breaking, like literally that was the title of the video of the article. And so I talked about capacity constraints. So if you have 500 people that need ICU beds and you have 1,000 ICU beds, everything's okay. If you have 500 people that need ICU beds and you got 100 ICU beds, that means 400 people are going to be gagging all along, which is politically not going to work out very well. And so I was explaining capacity constraints and questioning why we don't have a strategic medical command and a few other things. And that gave me a community strike for medical misinformation. Because I guess worrying about capacity constraints in a pandemic is a bad thing. I don't even get this. I don't get this. Anyway, so that was a little over 3 months ago. That was a little over 90 days ago. That was like 97, 98 days ago. And so the funny part was, so that was the real community strike. That was a real community strike. I got the real punishment. I got 7 days where I wasn't able to upload videos, the whole 9 yards. The thing was, we had gone 90 days. So back on like April 3rd, I think it is when that community strike expired. Yay! And then a couple of days later, I do the video talking about why I'm getting the COVID vaccine, why I'm following CDC guidelines, and that type of thing. And that gave me my third community strike. That's why this is the next video that you're seeing after a week, is because I've not been able to upload videos or really do anything on my main channel for a whole week because I got these community strikes. Now here's my problem. Here's my real problem. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about YouTube. Because here's the issue. I am literally not breaking the rules. I am literally not breaking the rules. I'm not even trying to break the rules. Again, even when I talk about these bombastic subjects, I'm talking about the bombastic subjects in order to get some clicks, the SEO and the clickbaitiness of them. But I'm always trying to discuss things from a business standpoint, right? This is why I'm doing things. This is why I'm concerned about X, Y, and Z, so on and so forth. And so the problem that I run into is that I'm not violating the rules. I'm not violating the rules. I am literally at this point being punished for not violating the rules. Now, in this last community strike, I got a little bit more irritated, and so I've contacted YouTube a couple of times. And each time, they say they have reviewed the video, and that, don't worry, I was breaking a rule. What is the rule? Well, no, they tell me the rule that I was breaking, that I was not agreeing with WHO recommendations. So anything that is contrary to the WHO, you can get a community strike for. I don't know. I can't keep up with this. Is our CDC guidelines anti-WHO? That literally could be possible. You could literally have the WHO saying something, and you could have the CDC saying something, and the CDC could be against the WHO policies. But here's the thing. I'm not putting that much brain power into all this stuff. And so the issue that I run into is, for me, I just want to do my work. Here's the thing. I know I come across as arrogant and snarky and a piece of crap, right? But here's the thing. I just want to do my work, and I just want to help make other people's lives better. And I want to get paid at the end of the day. I like nice clothes. And I like an Airstream. It costs money to keep that kind of crap up, right? And so the problem that I'm running into in the YouTube world is, at this point, their system has just gone bat crap crazy. Like, their system is now literally insane. You can't question the insane system. You can't argue with the same system. Again, Milo, when you look at Milo Yiannopoulos, or you look at Alex Jones, or these other people, I don't know. I think there can be interesting arguments. But like, when you look at the content that I'm putting up, it's like, yes, hey, tomorrow I'm getting the vaccine, and my business is going to follow CDC guidelines, and these are the reasons why. Strike. So I've been talking about this Silicon Dojo thing for a while now, right? So I've been looking for something else to do past YouTube for a long time. I had actually been preparing. I had been looking at exit strategies, or the next thing to do, last year. So well over a year ago at this point, I was putting little, business plans together. I was jotting things out, trying to figure out, what I would do with my time past YouTube. And I had a lot of things that were actually on the table. But then COVID happened. And at first I was like, okay, well, no big deal. COVID happens. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Weren't we told 2 weeks? And then it goes to 6 weeks. And then it goes to a year. So I've kind of gotten stuck in the YouTube world quite a bit longer than I was expecting, simply because with COVID happening and everything being shut down, it really limited what I wanted to do. Again, if I'm going to go and I'm going to do a new business, or I'm going to do a new venture, I would like to be dealing with people in the real world. I don't like dealing with people virtually. I don't like online communities. Again, I honestly think social media is toxic as hell. I think social media, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, is literally built on hate speech. These people are making billions upon billions of dollars based off of hate speech, and I would like to, I would like to get out of that world, right? And so that was a problem, right? So I was looking at these other things that I could do. They were all pretty in-person stuff, and so with COVID and the shutdowns and everything, I kind of shut down in person. The last thing you want to do is try to spin up a business, an in-person business when everything's shut down. So anyways, I've been trying to think about things to do, and I came up with this idea for Silicon Dojo, moved down here to Asheville, North Carolina. And so for me, I was just kind of waiting to see what would happen with the COVID recommendations and all of that. But now with YouTube being the whatever that it's being, basically last week I pulled the trigger in order to rent this particular space. So looking at what CDC guidelines are, looking at where we're going as a country for dealing with the pandemic, with the vaccinations and everything else, and dealing with what's going on with YouTube, basically I decided to pull the trigger now. Again, remember, in business, everything is a bet. Everything is situational. So if I was not having any issues at all with YouTube right now, I was just making my money, I could just put my money in the damn bank, I could keep talking up Silicon Dojo for the next couple of months, that's what I would do. The problem is I now have 3 community strikes, right? If those community strikes had come in all within 90 days, my channel would now be gone. Think about this. Think about how asinine the system is. I have gotten 3 wrongful community strikes, and the only reason my channel still exists, is because they simply did not happen to come through in the same 90-day period of time. If they had, my channel would be entirely gone at this point. And so that's with now, before I was waiting on Silicon Dojo, and now I decided to pull the trigger and actually get something started because, again, tomorrow my channel could go away. Susan W. has no loyalty to any of us. YouTube has no loyalty to any of their content creators. They don't believe that they have to explain anything to us. That is their business. But again, as a content creator or anybody else, you have to come to your own decisions in life. What are you willing to tolerate? When is it time to jump off? And so what I'm going to be doing, so you understand what I'm going to be doing, is I am probably, for the YouTube channel, I am probably going to do 1 or maybe 2 videos a day that are basically mainly towards the tech industry. So talking about Microsoft is now putting servers in these solvent baths or these liquid baths of this interesting substance that has a boiling point that's lower than water. And so it's kind of this like recirculation cooling system where you actually put the servers themselves into liquid, kind of like mineral oil. I remember a couple of years ago, they were putting servers into mineral oil. It's kind of like that, only it's a different liquid. Anyways, I'm going to do videos talking about things like that. And the reason is because I don't think I'm going to get a community strike for those. Again, the problem that I'm running into in the real world, right? I have a channel with 1 million subscribers. And so a lot of people look at that and they're impressed. Whether or not they should be impressed, that's a question, but they are impressed, right? So this is a piece of digital real estate that has a real world value. And so I don't want to worry. I'm trying not to get the community, again, who the hell knows? They're probably going to community strike me for solvent baths for some reason. Anyways, so my idea is I'm just going to talk basically about the tech stuff, the tech stuff, the tech news. Do 1 to 2 videos a day because those are relatively easy. I can knock them out in about an hour in the morning. And then past that, I'm going to be working to try to build up Silicon Dojo over the next number of months. So I have to create the cookbooks, I have to create the lesson plans, I have to create the seminars. There's a lot of stuff to create, again, when you're doing a business, and so that's what I'll be focusing on. So hopefully Eli the Computer Guy, the main channel, will continue to bring me some money. I don't know, though. It looks like YouTube's trying to kill my channel. Oh my God, my revenue is so far down. My revenue is so far down. My revenue has never been this far down. My revenue at this point hasn't been this low since like 2012. And that's the interesting thing. I think YouTube is trying to kill my channel, right? Because, again, I did not violate the rules. So I got punished. And now, because I have so much old content that even when I stopped doing videos or even when I got punished in the past, I still maintained a reasonable amount of revenue. What I find interesting with this particular punishment is my revenue just went the hell off a cliff. It is so low now. But anyway, so basically my idea is I keep doing a couple of videos there a day, get the money that I can to help pay for this and some other things. Also use it as a form to advertise for Silicon Dojo. And then when Susan W. was finally decides to punish me completely for wrong speak, then I will have Silicon Dojo up and running, and it won't matter so much anymore. I think that's one thing to realize. One of the psychological things to think about in life is a lot of times when you're frustrated, it's not that the other person isn't being an asshat, but one of the reasons that you're frustrated is because you don't know what to do. Again, I've been in that position for a while now. Again, I've got a lot of stuff that goes on outside of this particular screen, and so I've been kind of locked into a lot of things. And then we've had COVID, and then we've had other stuff. And so again, my time on YouTube has been, I probably should have left back in 2016, to be honest with you. But there were things that were occurring, and there was other stuff that kept me here. The thing that I'm excited about now, though, is I really like this idea. I've done a lot of education in the past. I like technology. I like the idea of just having a place where people can come and they can learn at their own speed. They can be collaborative. Basically, you can just come and spend 2 or 3 hours learning how to make LEDs blink or learn how to make drones run around or whatever else. And there's no pressure on you. You don't have to pass a test or anything like that. You can just sit there and experiment. All I ask is that you don't burn out too many of my LEDs. And do remember, if you miswire the analog temperature sensors, you will burn those out in a half a second. And those do cost about $1 a piece. So really, my only real request here for Silicon Dojo is please do not burn out my temperature sensors. Please, could you not do that? And yeah, I think this will be a good thing for the future. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Because I was talking to my wife about this yesterday. And again, that's the whole thing. Like in the real world, there's the stuff you talk about online. There's the stuff that you talk about with friends. And then like the real stuff, the real important things are the stuff that you talk about with your spouse, right? And that's a problem. Like last night, I was just sitting there and I was like, dear, I don't know what to do. This isn't me being an ass. This isn't me being an asshole. This isn't me like, by God, this is how the world should be. Look, I get it. I've gotten myself into trouble for that in the past. I get that. But this isn't. These community strikes are completely 100% illegitimate. They are wrong. They are me trying to discuss real world topics from a business mentality, but because YouTube's algorithms are so screwed up, they're so senile, I am now getting just the crap beat out of me for it. And so again, this isn't one community strike. This isn't one content ID. I've had 3 strikes in 4 or 5 months at this point. 4 months probably. And yeah, as I say, I didn't leave YouTube. YouTube left me. YouTube's like, hey, Eli, there's the door. Hey, Eli, there's the door. Susan W's like, Eli, door. Eli, door. Like, okay, I get a Susan W. There's the door. So anyhow, it's weird. It's always weird being in an empty office space. You can do cool things like this when you're in an empty office space. So hopefully by the end of the day, I'll start bringing in some tables. And I need chairs. I actually need chairs. I don't have any chairs. I need chairs. And yeah, I'm actually excited about this. I'm not sure how the revenue's gonna go. We do have some decent donors already. We have some pretty decent donors already. So a portion of Silicon Dojo is already being paid for through crowdfunding. But I think this is kind of a cool idea. Again, just imagine a space that you can come to and play with technology around other geeks. Wouldn't that be awesome? You think so? Great. Click on the link below and throw some money my way. I need it. I actually have a lease on this. This is actually costing me money. I think that's one of the funny things in the YouTube world and the content creation world is so many things online you can spin up and you can kill, and it doesn't really matter. There's no lease. There's no security deposits. You just play. Let's see if this works. The problem is when you do stuff in the physical world, in the real world, there's actual money that has to go out to do it. So anyways, just that's an update. So I'll be doing 1 to 2 videos a day, and then I will be here at 12 and a half Wall Street and number K most days, And like I say, hopefully, so what, this is April? Hopefully sometime in May. In May, I would like open it up to some capacity for the public, and then go from there. Yep. Yay. And you know what's really cool? You know what's really cool? This is awesome. Oh, I love this. I love this, especially as a geek. You know what I have? You know what I have? I have Windows. I have Windows. Oh my golly, as a geek, it's like, what? You mean I have windows that look at things? Look at this. I get up, I can go over here, and I can look down at the park. I can look down at like buskers and homeless people in the park. And I can look out at the historic little church and all that. And I can see the construction. And I can even open the windows. Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that sexy? Oh, it's called fresh air. It's called fresh air. I know some geeks out there may not have actually ever experienced fresh air, but it is a thing that you can have. So anyways, yeah, this is our little room. This is our little 300 square foot box that we will be starting in. And then in 6 months, so this lease is for 6 months. So in 6 months, we'll get to see what happens next. So either in 6 months, Silicon Dojo is doing so amazingly. We go up to 1,000 or 1,500 square feet, which is what I'd hope. I'd like to get to 1,500 square feet. I think 1,500 is a good space. Anyways, so either it'll be like absolutely amazing, or it'll just be adequate, and then I'll just stay here. The rent here is not too bad. Again, the nice thing about being someplace like Asheville, North Carolina, is rent and things aren't too bad. So I get the rent, I get HVAC, I get electricity, I get the toilets and all that for a very reasonable fee here. So this is the kind of thing that as long as it has some measure of success, right, I can just keep this going like infinitum, right, indefinitely. Because the price, again, that's the nice part about moving to a place where the prices aren't too bad. If the prices aren't too bad, then you can do things like rent a garage. Again, the funny thing about Silicon Valley is nobody can start a startup out of a garage in Silicon Valley anymore because the garages are too damn expensive. The garages will cost you $5,000 a month in rent. Nobody's going to Silicon Valley anymore and starting a startup out of a garage. The cool part is you come to some place like Asheville or other places in the country, and you can actually start up an idea relatively inexpensively because the real estate is relatively inexpensive. So anyways, yeah, there we go. Silicon Dojo. Be doing more videos out of here. Gonna get the whiteboard, so the whiteboard will be here. We'll get our chairs. We have a nice parts thing. I found this really cool parts bucket thing. And that'll go somewhere over here. This is gonna be exciting. This is gonna be fun. So anywho, that's what's going on. I got yet another community strike for saying that I was getting the vaccine. You go, Susan W. You go. And I just find this to be the funniest thing. Can I spout off for a little bit? What I just don't understand, right? Susan W. and YouTube right now is hyper focused on making sure that quote unquote disadvantaged people feel comfortable on the platform, right? There's grants going out for disadvantaged people. You know, they're making this push. They're doing these diversity pushes for videos and all that kind of stuff, which is fine. Fine, they do whatever they want. But what I don't understand, I want you to understand this. I want you to grasp this. Look at this face. I am privileged. Within their paradigm, I am privileged. I am a white, college-educated male that, you know, family came from the United States. I'm a normal citizen of the United States. All right, I've got a couple of dollars in the bank, the whole 9 yards. I want you to understand, I am a privileged white male. I am privileged. And so here's a screwed up thing. If I am privileged, if I am the one that is privileged, and they are just screwing with me 9 ways from Sunday, what does it mean to the people that they're doing to the disadvantaged folks? I mean, like, think about that. How am I supposed to look a transgender person in the face, or a black person in the face, or any quote unquote disadvantaged person in the face, and say, yes, you should trust YouTube? Look at how YouTube treats me. Like, if I am the privileged person, right? If I am privileged within this paradigm, and this is how I'm being treated, how in the hell am I supposed to look a disadvantaged person in the face and go, yeah, you should try this. Yeah. This This is going to go well for you. Well, here's the interesting thing. You as a disadvantaged person, if you come to YouTube, yeah, when you come to YouTube, you're going to get trolling, and you're going to get hate, and you're going to get doxing, and you're going to get all kinds of god-awful stuff like that, and YouTube isn't going to do anything about it. And here's what makes it really fun and exciting. When you talk about the hate and the trolling and the crap that you get onto YouTube, yeah, they're going to give you a community strike. Because you're not being safe for the community. Like, what? What? No, but what? Anywho, what are you gonna do? I have no idea. Well, I'm gonna create a Silicon Dojo. I'm going to create a Silicon Dojo. So anyways, let me go. I need to go to Lowe's to literally buy some chairs. I have no chairs. I do have tables. I have a shocking amount of fold-up tables. I was looking at my folding tables, and I guess with my old house, because I had a really big old house, and so in the barn, in the basement, like I say, it was like 1,500 square feet. So I had bought these fold-up tables just for different things. One to put my saw on, one to put my tools on, one to work on, the whole 9 yards. And what I didn't realize is how many of these tables I got, and I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 6 at least folding tables. That is weird, though. It's weird. I have all of these folding tables and no chairs to bring. So I've got to go buy some chairs. So anyways, yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. If you want to support Silicon Dojo, down below is a link to Donor Box where you can help support Silicon Dojo. If you are in the Asheville area or think you're going to be in the Asheville area, again, Silicon Dojo will be open soonish. And for one-on-one meetings, I can be open next week. Again, I've gotten my vaccine. Shh, don't tell Susan W. this. It's controversial. I got my vaccine. So yeah, if there's anybody out there that wants to do a one-on-one meeting here in Asheville, North Kakalaki, just send me a message. You should be smart enough to be able to figure out how to do that. And yeah, that's about it. So hey, the world past YouTube. And if you're sitting on YouTube thinking, wow, is it just me or is YouTube insane? No, YouTube is insane. YouTube at this point is literally insane. So anywho, with that, I will leave you with a view, and I will see you all tomorrow, I guess, at another video. Look at that. I get a view. Like, this is what makes my heart sing. It's like, oh my God, I get to see trees. I get to see a park. I feel like a cool kid now. I feel like one of those really cool startup people with a view like this. We got Jerusalem Garden over there. We have Mediterranean food. We got Indian food under us. We got lots of bars and alcohol places. So many places to drink beer. Anyways, see y'all later.